Man, we are back in the building. Man, shout out to everybody out there at the Court Plantation. Do what they need to do to survive. Man, shout out to everybody out there, man. Roll call. Shout out to Vegas. Vegas car insurance about to go up too. They wrong for that shit. Vegas is like number 3, I think, in the nation in car insurance. Because everybody don't know how to handle their liquor. God damn. But anyway, shout out to everybody out there. Vegas. Shout out to everybody handling business, trying to make the best out of what they have. We're going to get into it, man. Shout out to the homegirl, Shawnee, Philly in the building. Shout out to the homegirl, Erica, Florida, a.k.a. Florida in the building. And shout out to the homeboy, James Youngblood, Mike Drop. Go check him out, The Mike Drop. Houston, Dallas, Austin, Waco is definitely in the building. All of Texas is in the building. Shout out to my brother, Dave from No Compromise. Georgia's definitely in the building. These are my OGs. These is brothers that's done read way more books than me and got way more knowledge than me. So you're going to always hear me shout them out. So shout out to my brothers. Shout out to my homegirl, Melina, all the way in North Carolina, a.k.a. North Kakalaka. Shout out to my homegirl, Jerica, too, in Las Vegas. Voting in fear. See, we gonna break this down, and when I'm done, I'm gonna be like, didn't I tell y'all this shit's gonna happen? So I'm gonna say it right now before the elections and all that shit. But we gonna get into it. Let's get it. Man. I see all the voting and the shaming tactics, and you even have conversations with people at the Court Plantation. Your FBA brothers and sisters, and they just, oh well, I'm, of course they're Democratic and Kamala and all this other stuff. I don't say nothing. I don't get involved because I'm very independent when it comes to that. After you have read Powernomics by Dr. Clyde Anderson, you don't choose a party. You choose and vote your interest in what is the best interest of your racial group. So I don't get into all that. But what I have noticed is about, a lot of black folk, if you're not talking about Kamala, they had to get mad at you. I don't give a fuck. I'll say it. She was a side bitch who fucked her way into success. That's one. I don't want to hear no sisters, especially, I don't hear no women, period, talk about that bitch is a home wrecker. I'm not talking about Kamala. I'm talking about a woman that done fucked up your home. Another woman that the side bitch that done fucked up. I don't want to hear you saying shit about no side women. You up at the polls vote for Kamala. Just on a principle standpoint, I don't want to hear none of that type of shit. I don't want nobody talking about, that's the first thing I ask. You vote for Kamala? Okay, so you find with a woman breaking up your happy home. Motherfuckers will be like, well, it wasn't happy. It wasn't a happy home if it was meant to be broken up. Yeah, you saying that now until you really be having problems pending divorce. Then we gonna hear a different outcome. Motherfuckers always be talking this shit until they get in it. For real. I don't want to hear nothing about none of that shit. Then you got to be fighting people on her blackness. And then you got to be I'm not fighting people on shit. I fight people on reading Black Labor White Wealth by Dr. Clyde Anderson and reading Powernomics by Dr. Clyde Anderson. If you have not read Powernomics and Black Labor, we don't have nothing to discuss. I'm not even going to waste time doing that. As Neely Fuller Jr. said, the four-wall effect. It's just time wasting. You're not accomplishing anything. So what's the point in doing that? And you can tell that they're trying to fearmonger people into vote for this woman because she don't got shit to talk about. And I'm just tired of giving the Democratic Party all these props and they ain't done shit for black folk. I see how they stalling on the reparations for California. Yeah, because Gavin Newsom and them gonna show you exactly how they really feel about foundational black Americans. So with that being said, we're not gonna get into all this hoopsla. There will be no rigmarole. We don't have time for that. As like I told somebody, I said, look, I don't have time for a Rubik's Cube tutorial. Like, I don't have time for that. Like, let's just get to the facts and let's see who's best for foundational black Americans. And it's so funny because when I talk to a lot of FBA people, they be like, bro, when Trump was in office, bro, the interest rate, and all of a sudden you see the interest rates dropping. Well, why did it take a whole fucking 4 years for y'all to drop those interest rates? So stop. And drop them back down to 3.5 and 4.5. So foundational Black Americans go purchase them a house and be able to afford to pay a decent mortgage with a decent interest rate. You're not helping black people. You're helping everybody else. Look, let me tell you something, man. I've told you this time and time again. Vote who you want to vote for, but did not do a podcast. David, remember. Everybody that listen, y'all remember. Did not do a podcast. Like, okay, y'all go ahead and put your little Kamala Harris signs out. Did not say this. Put your little Kamala Harris signs out on your front yard and let every dominant society person know that you vote for Kamala Harris, and watch what the fuck happen. Watch y'all niggas start losing y'all goddamn court plantation jobs. Watch what the fuck happen. You sit this shit out until motherfuckers got a specific agenda for your racial group. You don't just be voting just to be voting. And look, when y'all come at me with this, oh, our ancestors died to, they died so we can vote. But what are you voting for? Do you know any of Kamala Harris's policies? How do they affect directly foundational Black Americans? And how many foundational Black Americans across the United States of America Incorporated own homes and can afford to pay a decent mortgage with a decent interest rate without you having to goddamn drag the economy to the ground like back in the day when you could afford? That's the problem. A lot of times, foundational Black Americans only buy houses when the economy is tanking because there is no middle class. So what are you voting for? And are you being fear-mongered into voting because Donald Trump is the big bag booga 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 booga? Right. Let me tell you something. When a person is, this is how racism and the institution of racism works. This is how it works. They call you nigga and all day long, right? But the difference is with the dominant society, they're holding power. So they can go into their infrastructure and their system and put immigrants over you. They can remove you from that position. They can make it where you never get that position or ever buy a home again. Have you ever heard of Dr. Frances Cress Welsing's The ISIS Papers and Neely Fuller Jr. book, The United Independent Compensatory Counter-Racist Code of Ethics? How they talk about the dominant society dominates 9 areas of people activity: labor, law, sex, education, entertainment, economics, war. Like, y'all never heard of that book? Well, okay, we could just get reacquainted with it. Those are the things, some of the things that the dominant society dominates on an everyday basis. So you can go ahead and go vote for Kamala because, right, the wolf in sheep clothing, anything is better than Trump, right? Oh, y'all gonna see. Mark my motherfucking words. Y'all gonna see. Go on out there and take y'all black asses out there and go vote for Kamala Harris, the East Indian, who only want to identify with y'all like Rachel Dolezal when it comes time to get your vote. But when you say, so what are you gonna do for black folk? I'm not just gonna sit here and do anything for black folk. While they over there fear mongering, y'all telling y'all, man, you better vote for Kamala because, Project 2025, man, Trump is gonna do this. It's so funny. Trump gonna do all this other shit, but that nigga was pardoning all types of niggas. Kwame Kirkpatrick. Who else was it? Lil Wayne. What's the Haitian brother? All these niggas he was pardoning, but for some sort of reason, motherfuckers want to make him the boogeyman. So, you know me. I'm gonna look at these articles and I'm gonna do my research, and I'm gonna say, I told y'all so. I told y'all a couple of weeks ago, go ahead and go out there and vote. We're gonna be the ones who suffer. The dominant society is going to take it out on foundational Black Americans. They're not gonna take it out on immigrants. They're not gonna take it out on Africans. They're not gonna take it out. No, they're gonna take it out on us. You're gonna be like, man, Warren, what the hell are you talking about? You'll see. Just mark my words, because we talked about it now, didn't we? So I'm going to play you something. And when I play this, don't tell me I didn't tell you, I told you so. And didn't I tell you, it's more Republicans than you think. This is not the climate to be standing tall on the backs of a cowardly woman like that, who, in my eyes, is a transformer. You get around the black folk, you want a sister girl talking ski-yee. Then you get around the East Indians, then all of a sudden you an East Indian. You don't know what, you have no idea what a nigga is. Then you get around black people again, talk about you listen to Tupac, and Tupac wasn't even around when you fucking went to college. It's like all these things, you just blatantly lying because they know most black folk gonna just be happy just to be in her presence. They're not gonna be demanding of resources that are needed because everybody don't own a home. Everybody don't have that opportunity to go get it. As California is passing laws and have passed laws so immigrants can get homes, but not black folk. But go ahead, keep doing it. I'm going to play this clip and then I'm gonna say, I told you so. Here we go. Yeah, I had to play this. Here we go.
That continues to get national attention. We begin with the latest on that controversy in Portage County that continues to get national attention. In a new social media post, the county sheriff is now defending what opponents are calling hateful comments.
The initial post made this weekend tells residents to collect addresses of people displaying signs that support Vice President Harris.
What did I tell you? Didn't I tell you this a couple of weeks ago? Go on out there and put them signs on your yard. Go on out there and put them little Harris 2024 stickers on your car. This shit is not funny no more. So go ahead and go do it. You go ahead and do that. And be a proud voting member of that sucker shit. And I guarantee you, the majority of the Foundation of Black Americans and black folk that work at these corporate jobs, they're going to be the fuck up out of here. Watch. Just go ahead and do it.
President. So Mitty Hicks is in Portage County. She has new details for us. Wondering what the sheriff is saying tonight, Mitty, and what are people who live there telling you?
Yeah. Well, good evening, Russ and Christy. I can tell you that Sheriff Bruce Zukowski is doubling down on his initial comments, releasing a new statement on Facebook just an hour ago saying that he has rights, First Amendment rights, as a citizen. Meanwhile, the folks we talked to here in Portage County disagree. They say he either needs to apologize or step down.
It's pretty bad.
And don't y'all find it so funny that sheriff said that he's old in power and they talking about, ooh, you need to apologize and step down. Let it be a nigga say some fucked up shit. Fired. Pending investigation. But I just wanted to let you know exactly who is going to bear the burden. It ain't gonna be immigrants and everybody else. It's gonna be us. Watch.
Sit there and target people that you're supposed to be in charge of protecting.
Charles Callista has lived here in Portage County for over 80 years, and this is the first time he says he's seen what he calls disgusting comments from an elected official, and he's not alone.
I'm not sure I would feel safe having the sheriff come to my house if I needed help.
He's talking about this post on Sheriff Bruce Zagowski's Facebook, telling his supporters to write down the addresses of the people who support Vice President Kamala Harris for president if she wins.
See? The sheriff said that. So if he doing that in a town where it's majority white, what the fuck do you niggas think they gonna do in these major states where they nothing but niggas? Up here talking about this Kamala. This ain't no Obama shit no more. That shit is over with. Go ahead and go on out there and let everybody know you vote for Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party. Go on and do that. Go and do that. And when they tell you, thank you for your services, we have moved in another direction, don't be fucking coming over here talking about, hey, big head and all this other shit. No. Nigga, you gonna wear that shit. Because niggas is telling y'all, stay out of that shit. They are trying to use black folk to do the dirty work. No, you step back and say, okay, well, I don't fuck with either party. I'm fucking with the party that's going to do something beneficial for black people. And I'm not talking about trickle-down effect. I'm not talking about Reaganomics. I'm not talking about none of that sucker shit. Every goddamn president does something specific for every racial group. Asians got a hate crime bill. I've yet to see a Foundation of Black American hate crime bill, but we're the ones that was getting slaughtered in the street. But everybody, so you go ahead and go do that.
In his post, he calls her a flip-flopping, laughing hyena.
This is where he's talking about Kamala Harris, and I agree. So sorry.
Wins. In his post, he calls her a flip-flopping, laughing hyena as he talks about the issue of immigration. These comments aren't sitting well with residents. Some residents are now pushing back on his comments by putting up signs.
I'm not afraid.
But they are the dominant society, so they can go ahead and go put up signs. Because at the end of the day, they're going to all be on code. Let me tell you something. They're gonna all be on code. So don't let that fool you. Well, they push it back. Them white people don't give a fuck about that. This story too shall pass. But I'm putting this out there so people could see about fear mongering and pushing people into voting for motherfuckers. And then when dominant society watch what the fuck going on, that's a dog whistle. Y'all go on out. If y'all think it's just this sheriff in this town in Ohio that's the only motherfucker that's thinking that way, y'all niggas done lost y'all motherfucking minds and you out of your rabbit ass mind, for real.
Put a sign up in my yard, although I realize that makes me a target.
But political.
Didn't he just say if I put a sign in my yard, that makes me a target? And that's a white man. So go ahead and do that. Put the stickers on your car and let them know you voted for Kamala Harris. Go vote for Kamala Harris. Because they're going to assume most black people voted for her in the first fucking place. That's why when motherfucker come out, no, I didn't vote for that bitch. No, she's not black. She's East Indian. And no, her dad does not identify as black. They're cosplaying just like Rachel Dolezal, and I have no problem saying that. And I don't want all these illegal immigrants over here. I'm sick of looking at my people not being able to purchase a fucking home with their hard-earned money and their big-time education. You know how many black folk I know got master's degrees and doctorate degrees, and they can't even go purchase a home because the salary that they're making, they can't even afford to purchase a home or pay their student loans back. But here comes some fucking immigrant with 1,000 motherfuckers living in the house illegally, and they getting all these grants and set-asides for them? No. So I am not involved with no type of immigration, nothing. Build the motherfucking wall and get they punk asses the fuck up out of here. So American citizens, meaning foundational black American citizens, as well as any other racial group that was here in the antebellum period, we should get those set aside. So if you were here during the antebellum period, then you should be the one speaking up. If you were not here during the antebellum period, meaning your lineage does not trace back to that, and you were an immigrant, and you came over here for unearned benefits, you do not count, and I do not want you here. That's the problem. That is the biggest problem. We could deal with immigrants and help them out once we get this foundational black American problem under control, meaning give us what is just due to us. I don't want to hear shit from no immigrants about, oh, y'all asking for a handout from the government and all. I don't care about none of that shit. You got Venezuelans in Colorado. How you fucking know I didn't want to move to Colorado? I don't want to go, what, so I can have a shootout with immigrants? Man, fuck all that shit. But y'all black folk, keep on fucking Kamala. Go ahead. You go ahead and do that. And then the first thing I want you to do is ask them, so what they plan on doing about the immigrant crisis. See, a lot of black folk is like, well, it don't affect me. Right. Until they start hiring immigrants to be in charge of you. See, I've worked in those situations, so I know how we get treated. But go ahead and do that.
Leaders worry that it's causing voter intimidation.
It's reprehensible, unethical. It's crossed a line in the sand.
His opponent says he should get out in front of this.
He was elected. He raised his hand and he swore up to hold the Constitution.
Oh, stop. Now the Diamond Society. See, the masters of confusion, like David from No Compromise be saying, now all of a sudden, oh my God, he's so bad. Stop. If y'all want to, like Neely Fuller Jr. said, if the white supremacists want to end racism, white supremacy, they could end it tomorrow. They could literally end it tomorrow, but it benefits them. That's why I'm telling people, look, you might want to sit this one out unless you have read every policy and you can guarantee that woman is going to abide by those policies that will not hurt and hinder black people. That's different. And I want to see it and you sign it. But her just giving lip service and hiding from the damn press and giggling and laughing and all this other shit. No, this shit is not funny. Interest rates are high as fuck still. This immigrant crisis is out of line. I get sick of fucking being around people that are treating my people like shit, and then they had a nerve to be smiling and fucking laughing when it comes to the dominant society. But all these other immigrant and racial groups, they always want to use us as the permanent. They like black folk as long as we the permanent underclass. That's why they have nothing but a bunch of nigga jokes when it comes to black folk. And then what they do is they turn it on and turn it off, depending on what type of foundational black American that they are around. That's why I'm not smiley. I don't really talk much. I'll laugh a little bit and I'll go on about my way because this shit is serious. They didn't even want to. They dicking around with the reparations bill in California. Keep trying to make it a study. But every other racial group, they get their bread. But when it comes to black folk, it's all this rigmarole and fucking a Rubik's Cube tutorial bullshit. Man, I don't want to hear or see none of that bullshit. I don't want to hear none of that. Look, this is the one thing too that I've noticed about black folk. Black folk don't want overt racism. They want covert racism, meaning most black folk want to take the blue pill smoothie and keep taking it, and they don't care. And that's fine. If that's what you want to do, go ahead and do that. But when this bullshit affects you and your family, we gonna see how much you want to do that.
Of the United States, the Constitution of the state of Ohio.
Meanwhile, Republican leaders say he hasn't done anything wrong, and they're standing behind him.
So I talked to the Secretary of State's office and reached out, and they're saying, the statement is not, it's his First Amendment right to say what he wants to say.
Thank you. That is his First Amendment right. He can say whatever the fuck he wants. Plus, he's a part of the dominant society. Y'all can make a big deal all they want, but that sheriff was just letting y'all know, go ahead and put them signs out there. But we got something for you. And if that dominant society sheriff and those people agree with him in that small little town, imagine what is going to happen across the United States of America.
And that it does not meet the criteria to be voter intimidation.
But organizations like the ACLU disagree.
The notion that the Portage County Sheriff is keeping a list of Harris supporters raises a specter of other forms of official retribution.
So within the last hour, we received a statement from the Secretary of State that reads, quote, our office has reviewed the comments and determined they don't violate election laws. The sheriff can speak and answer for himself about the substance of his remarks. Now, in the meantime, Portage County Democrats say his comments have caused a ripple effect here in the county and caused a run on the yard sign. So folks supporting Harrison Walls will have to wait until Thursday. That's when the next shipment of yard signs will be in.
What did I tell y'all? Let me tell you. And black folk, I don't even understand y'all sometimes. We think more like conservatives than we ever would be about no Democrats. Black folk need to stop the bullshit with I want to work hard so everybody can benefit off of me. Stop lying. You want to work hard so your family could benefit and you could directly benefit. And you want everybody else to work just as hard as you. You don't want everybody else not working. Stop with the bullshit. Man, stop. That's why, man, please, don't even come my way with the bullshit. I don't want to hear, don't give me no statistics about no bullshit. Motherfucker, man, I listen to a motherfucker call up Tariq Nasheed's show. Shout out to Tariq Nasheed. He's a very patient man. This man just went on and on with all these statistics, but he forgot to mention COVID. Oh, under Trump, it was the highest unemployment rate. Nigga, you forgot about COVID now, didn't you? And I'm thinking the whole time, I'm like, man, what's wrong with these people? And you can tell a lot of these people are being paid operatives for the Democratic Party. You know what I think is funny? Ann Coulter mentioned and kept doubling down on foundational black Americans and what is owed to us, but I have not heard a single goddamn Democrat say shit about foundational black Americans and what we've contributed to this country. But I can tell you one thing, I've heard Donald Trump say it 1,000,000 times. Yes. I know you guys are upset, but black Americans, they did build this country. Yes, they did. Them Democrats act like fuck y'all niggas. Benign neglect. We ain't got to give y'all shit. We're going to give y'all Meg this. First of all, Meg this guy didn't even read her damn contract like I told you before. And that we supposed to take her serious? Mrs. Oh my God, he just kept shooting. And he was like shooting. And he told me dance, bitch. And he was just shooting. You mean shooting? It's a joke. Democratic Party, they have a whole bunch of B-listed celebrities, I guess, or A-listed celebrities dancing and jumping all around stage like a bunch of domesticated primates. And we supposed to take that serious? Stop. But then when it's like, so what do y'all plan on doing for us? Well, he can't just be the president for y'all now. He got to be the president for everybody. That Steve Harvey, buck dancing, Sambo, tell about the gun line, Hayward Shepherd, Steven from Django, bullshit. I don't want to hear none of that shit. I'm sick of listening to it. I'm tired of watching it. That's why I played that clip, because if that sheriff is doing it in that town, go ahead and put your Kamala Harris sticker on your bumper, nigga. Go ahead and do that. You go ahead and do that. Go ahead and go vote. Go ahead. That's why I'm saying, oh, yeah, because our ancestors died for us to just keep voting for nothing. We're not getting nothing out of it, but just keep participating in the game. So how many of y'all, so that's like they basically telling Foundation of Black Americans, go to work every day, but we ain't gonna pay you, but you just go. Because it's gonna show what good work ethic you have. Man, stop. But we supposed to be taking that into consideration about voting. Man, y'all niggas is out y'all rabbit ass minds. That's why I don't say shit. That's why I don't even like having conversations with people about it, because I just be like, oh, Lord Jesus, you ain't read shit. I don't even have nothing to say. Just go ahead and keep doing what you're doing. And a lot of it is black Christianity. Because a lot of these so-called black Christians will abide by whatever rigmarole that they got planned for you. So, you know, a lot of it, I just be like, man, this shit it's beyond fugazi. But go ahead and do that. I was like, watch. We gonna be the ones who suffer. Watch who suffer. Watch you suffer. And then that's going to be an even more political thing. But here's the thing about it, though. You ain't going to be able to control the people that run those corporate plantations. And the majority of those people that run those corporate plantations are the Republican Party. So go ahead and go do that shit. I can't wait to see a whole bunch of black people go up against the Republican Party. Go ahead. And let's see how many Democratic people gonna have your fucking back, like Keisha Lamami Bottoms and Stacey Abrams, aka the Pine Sol lady, and all these other people that they elevated, and now you don't even see them. It's like they don't even exist. Guilty, nigga. I'm done. Peace.